What is up, people? It is your boy, your host, as always. What's up, Riv? Coming at you with the 13th episode of the Right from the River podcast. It took me a second because I've been slacking, dog. I haven't been posting the new fucking episodes on the right days. So I have, at this time of recording this episode, this is February 1st when I'm recording the episode. But at this time, I have like 4 unpublished podcasts that I haven't put on the YouTubes yet. It's not on the interwebs yet. You, you know how it is. It's the 13th episode. It would be kind of out of function if I didn't procrastinate and delay things beyond the point of them making sense, you know? Because why would I post the New Year's episode around New Year's? Or why would I post the December episodes in December? That wouldn't make any goddamn sense. That's how I work. So yeah, at the time of recording this, it is February 1st already. Jesus. And it is the 13th episode of the podcast. And I thought that would be a good little segue to talk about, I don't know, man, just everything. We'll talk, blah, blah, blah. We'll touch on some topics today. I don't think I really talked too much in the last episode about all the shit I've been watching. I've been watching a lot of TV. That's all I really do. And let me backtrack that. It's not like I'm just sitting in front of the couch all day or sitting in front of the TV all day, just like burning my eyes away. I'll usually be doing something in the background. I like to play video games, so might be playing some Rocket League or some Dauntless, have a TV show on in the background or just whatever, I like pop culture. Sue me. We live in an era where our world is slowly falling into ash and crumbling around us. And hey, I find a little bit of solace in the funny TV shows that I watch. So, excuse me. So anyway, before we get too far into the podcast, as always, we're going to do the beginning of the bit bong rip. This week, I'm coming at you with my fancy little chillum. I forget where I get this chillum from, or I got it from, but it's super cool. Double layered glass, which is essential at this fucking point because rest in pieces, all of the glass pieces that I've owned have met unfortunate ends. So the thicker the glass, the better. And that's also kind of why I've been using the chillum lately is it gets the job done. I can smoke super quick. Boom. I get that out of the way. And if I break it, and it's only like $25, $30, maybe. 30 bucks. You shouldn't be spending 30 bucks on a fucking chillum. But anyway, let's see. What is the smoke for this week? It's Kush Mints. We're smoking on some Kush Mints. Got the little dram right here next to me. I believe that is more of like an indica strain. I want to say it leans on the indica side there. Maybe like an indica hybrid because it's a cross between Animal Mints and some kind of Kush, obviously. But that Animal Mints is pretty down the middle, smack dab in the center hybrid. So I could see this definitely being an indica hybrid. But it looks fucking beautiful, honestly. It looks so good. These giant ass buds. This batch that I got this quarter from definitely looked a lot nicer than the second batch that came in after that. But yeah, super tight, dense buds, really crystally, super sugary looking. And it's big. Like they're big buds too. And it's not like, I don't know. You know how some people be like, look at how big this bud is. And it's like, no, dog, you just didn't trim it down. Like, that's not a big bud. These are actual big buds. It's good shit. Let's see. What's the smell on it? Let's give it a little, like, smell profile. As I said in the last episode, I got over a bout of the vid. That's right. I got COVID at the beginning of the year. And with COVID came the loss of my senses of smell and taste. So that was fun. Because, not really. I fucking lost my sense of smell, like, completely. I'd say probably for, like, a week. Like, I couldn't smell anything. The only smell I could smell was clear. Like, I couldn't smell a single thing. And, yeah, the taste was dulled really, really badly. I could still kind of taste things, but like I said in the last episode, it was very, like, basic flavors. Like, sweet, salty, spicy. Like, my brain really couldn't, like, expand beyond that. But anyway, that all has finally settled down. It's been, like... It's probably been 2 or 3 weeks now since I had the vid, and my sense of taste is finally back full force. I feel like my sense of smell is probably about like 80-90% back. I don't know. I only say that just because like I've had a lot of breathing issues like growing up throughout my life and stuff. When I was a kid, I had a tonsillectomy when I was 5 because I had sleep apnea, or that was related to that. Um, I still have chronic sinusitis, so my sinuses are always inflamed, getting stuffed up. When I was like, how old was I? I think I was like 19, 20. I got a turbinectomy and a septoplasty. So they broke my septum like in the middle of my nose and they fucking realigned it, like straightened it out because mine was so busted up. And the turbinectomy, the turbinate is like the turbinates are just like little airways in our sinus like system. It's not like a part of the sinus itself, but it's a part of our nasal airways. And they fucking scraped mine out on the left side so that it could allow more air in so I could actually breathe. So yeah, long story short, I feel like I've had a dulled sense of smell for a minute because of that. And so when I got COVID and lost my smell completely, it kind of really fucking sucked because that was a big fear that I had when I got the nose surgery in the first place, was losing my sense of smell completely. And so COVID was just kind of like, huh, fuck you, here you go. Here's a fear of yours. And that shit sucked. So I'm very grateful that I got my smell back. And so in celebration of that, I wanted to just, yeah, give you a little smell profile on this Cushman. So let me stop talking and start smelling. Let me close that back up. Let those smells aerate. Let the product gyrate a bit. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that smells like weed. Like very extensive. I can review. I don't, damn, did I speak too soon? Like my sense of smell. I don't know. I mean, I get like a little bit of pine. That's like the best way I can describe it. Get a little bit of pine off of it, maybe a hint of like black pepper. Not even black pepper, but you can smell that caryophyllene in there just a wee little bit. But that pinene is definitely coming through fairly strong on it. It's not like an actual pine. Sorry, it's fucking snow falling outside. But it's not like it smells like an actual pine tree. But definitely, I would say out of all the terps, that pinene followed shortly by that caryophyllene is what is the most dominant. But yeah, smells pretty good. Not too intense, but it still has a very light, soothing flavor to it and smell. So let's quit the jib jab and let's get to the smick smoking. Let's see, marker and perfect. Cheers, you guys. Kush mints for the day. The beginning of the bit bong rip. Oh, it's not even a bong, it's a chillum. Beginning of the bit bud rip. There we go. Boom. We got to friggin' improvise for the time being. Anyway, shut up, River. Cheers. She's pretty good. I fucks with it. I get down with it. It is. See, and I think that's also another thing I like about the chillum is it kind of gives me like that more direct kind of flavor. I don't have to worry about like keeping it. I don't know. It's just like a super direct flavored. There's no water, no filtration, so you taste what you taste. And it tastes pretty good. I mean, it's like it smells. You get that hint of like that pinene, caryophyllene, peppery, piney smell, but not too intense on the flavor side. But I like it though. It's definitely a good smoke. Like it's a chill smoke. It definitely hits you a little more on the indica side where you kind of want to just chill, hang out, lay back, maybe play some video games, do what I've been doing for the past 2 months, like play a little bit of Dauntless, or maybe you want to catch up on a new show. Like I've been finally catching up on Cobra Kai. We'll talk about that in a minute if I remember it. Been watching movies and shit. I finally watched Encanto a couple weeks ago. We don't talk about Bruno, but we're gonna talk about Encanto. So yeah, Kush Mints, perfect companion for that. If you're looking to just hang out, maybe it's your day off. Maybe you did laundry, ran errands and groceries yesterday, and you want to just hang out and chill today. Well, Kush Mints is here for that because it's not going to put you on your ass, but it'll definitely make you want to sit down for most of the day. So yeah, good strain. Let me take one more hit. Actually, I'm a fan of that one. That's a good one. Even my own little review right there has got me all hyped up for it. Wonderful, delicious. So just like the past couple of episodes, we're just gonna kind of talk. We're just gonna chit chat, shoot the shit, a little bit in this one. And I know, I'm sorry, we're gonna get some topics in place here soon. Things have been, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to focus. I gotta go to a doctor or some shit. I hate to say it like that, but I'm being honest, man. I know I drink a lot of caffeine and shit, but sometimes it just feels hard as fuck to focus. And because I'm doing the podcast as kind of like an extracurricular recreational thing, it's not always the easiest for me to just like buckle down and actually do it. Sometimes my brain wants to hang out with the Cushmans and watch Netflix or something. But Netflix is not how we get the bread, so I don't really. I ain't even gonna say it like that, man. That whole fucking hustle culture, that shit needs to. Like, I'm not trying to disrespect it. Work, obviously, if you're working hard, you should be proud of that shit, man. Whoever you are. If you're working hard, you're busting ass, you're earning your keep. Fuck yeah, man, that's awesome. But I don't think we should, as a society, hold the entire standard of what makes a person good based on how hard they're hustling. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be beneficial to society and shit like that in other ways. You don't always have to be putting your nose to the grindstone and fucking punching in and being clocked in all the goddamn time to make yourself look or feel valuable. Anyway, I digress. I don't even actually know where I was going with that, but we're going to go with a different direction, different subject. So this is episode 13 of the podcast. That's right. We're at episode 13 already. And by the time that I finally probably get around to editing and publishing this podcast, it's going to be February 13th. And the cool thing about February 13th is that is a very special day to me personally, because that is the day that Brianna and I met. Super cool. She's been my partner for about 7 years now. I fucking love her. She's awesome. But yeah, it was just kind of funny because February 13th it was Friday the 13th, the year that we met. It was 2015. But it was super cool. It was a really cool day for us. We didn't technically start dating until I want to say March 14th, but my cousin, him and his wife share a wedding anniversary on that day, and my grandparents have their wedding anniversary on that day. So we thought that February 13th was a little more special because that was our day specifically, and it was before Valentine's Day. We didn't have to share it with anybody because we also share our birthdays with a couple family members too, which we love them, you can't choose when you were born. We love them, but it's just super nice to just have a day that's specifically ours that we don't have to share with anybody. That's why we always go with February 13th. And plus, we both got Friday the 13th tattoos. So that's dope because they both have the 13 in them. And it's just cool. It was fun. Something we did together, but it's not like a cursed couple tattoo, knock on wood. We've been good though. We got my co-host right here, Max, my cat, rushing up to be a part of the podcast. Yes, he sleeps 20 hours a day, and yet he's still so exhausted all the time. I don't know how he does it. He is truly a champion, just making his way through this day, just chugging along. Ain't that right, Bubba? That's right. He's a good gato. So yeah, February 13th. That is, I think that's what is that? Is that a Saturday? Sunday. So it's a Sunday. That's cool. And it's also Super Bowl Sunday. All right, let's go football. I don't know who's playing, but uh, go. I'm honestly, I'm gonna be voting for whatever color combo I think is the coolest. If I'm being real, or logo, it depends. But yeah, I think Valentine's Day is also on that Sunday too. So February 13th is. Hey Alexa, when is Valentine's Day? Valentine's Day is 13 days away, on Monday, February 14th. Okay, so Valentine's Day is on Monday, but I mean that's kind of nice because it's the day after the Super Bowl. So I feel like that'd be a little awkward. People trying to watch. Oof, that would be super awkward. Dudes trying to, not even just people just trying to watch the Super Bowl, and their significant others wanting to celebrate Valentine's Day. That would be ridiculous. So yeah. Oh my god. That sounds like the fucking plot for like a 90s sitcom show. Like remember when like the whole I hate my wife, I hate my husband joke trend was like that was the thing? Like if you were a comedian, you had to be married so you could talk about how much you hated your wife or your husband, like that sounds like the whole plot to a TV show for that. It's like, oh, it's Super Bowl Sunday, but it's also Valentine's Day. How can I sneakily watch the Super Bowl while also tricking her? Like, ugh. I don't know, man. That Cushman's has me rambling, but you know what I'm trying to say. It sounds like the plot to a 90s sitcom, like Married with Kids or some shit. But yeah, Valentine's Day this year is on a Monday. Dope, I guess. Cool. Do you guys have any special plans? What are you guys doing for your Valentine's Day with your significant other? Do you know that in Greek culture or in Greek mythology, Aphrodite, she's the goddess of love, but so is her son Cupid. And if I'm not mistaken, I want to say it's because like she's more associated with like physical love, like the physical aspects of it, and Cupid is involved more so with like the romantic aspects, the lovey-dovey stuff. That's why you always see Cupid associated directly with Valentine's Day, which is kind of interesting, like now you can say you walked away from the podcast knowing something you didn't know before. And if you already knew that, well, damn, that kind of sucks. No, I guess we're just going to reiterate things. That's fine too. But yeah, oh, shoot, what was I going to, that's right. We're going to talk about some of the shows we've been watching lately. What's been on the telly? What do we think about it? I want to say last week, I want to say I talked a little bit about the Book of Boba and what I've been thinking about that season so far. And it's not bad, but I won't get too much into that again since we already talked about it. But yeah, a couple weeks ago, finally watched the movie Encanto, which I thought was like super adorable, super cute movie. I liked it. The songs, like, I don't know why, but ever since I was a kid, like Disney songs always make me anxious. Like I don't know why. Like I feel like physically uncomfortable while the songs are playing and shit. But Encanto wasn't bad. That was like one of the first. I would say like Encanto, Aladdin, and like Lion King. I can listen to the songs from those movies and be like, all right, this shit's like, all right, that's cool. But like, I don't know. I'm not big into musicals, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But Encanto was cute. It was a good movie. The songs were catchy as hell. I, I hate the fact that you can hear literally like the first four words to the song "We Don't Talk About Bruno." You can hear the title and you already have the song stuck in your head. It doesn't matter how into the movie you are. At some point, you've probably heard the song drilled into your fucking skull. And I probably just got it stuck in your head again. So you're welcome. That's why we tune in to the Right from the River podcast. It is the 13th episode, so spooky. That's right, yeah. 13. Gonna get Encanto song stuck in your head. What else have we been watching? I might have mentioned this one last week too. I should really like write down what I talked about in previous podcasts. But been watching that show, or we finished watching Too Hot to Handle, which is a great show. Like it's so it's like perfect reality show like material. It's exactly what VH1 was like in the early or in the like mid 2000s. It's just it's golden. Like for instance, in season 3, that's the newest season that like just dropped a couple weeks ago. In like the second episode, this dude is singing a love song to one of the girls that he just met like 8 hours prior. And it's perfect because it's so cringy. It's like that natural cringe. But he's like quote unquote freestyling this love song to her and it's just horrible. It's super cringy, lasts way too long, and cherry on top, he ends it by telling her or by saying in the song that he loves her. And it's just like, oh my god, it was just perfect because of her reaction to it, how he tried to play it off like he didn't just say I love you to this girl he met 8 hours ago. It was great. It was perfect. I hope there's more seasons because I will be here for it. And liked the third season. Like it was pretty good. It was definitely super entertaining. And there was a lot of growth in it. Like there was actual growth from the people on the show. And that was like actually surprising to me. So the basis of the show is you get a bunch of conventionally attractive people. They all think they're just on some like vacation to like fuck each other and like do whatever they want, party and all that stuff. But the kicker is they're on some show, like they're on a reality show where they're essentially trying to like tackle why they use like sex and things like that and drinking and stuff to like what are they hiding, what are they running from. But it's like actually kind of interesting because I kind of expected people to just mope and complain for a whole season about not being able to have sex with their roommates. But there were some people there that actually made like legitimate growth and they were like looking in like internally at like what they could do to better themselves and to like it was just really good. It ended up being really surprising. At first these people were like, oh, that's crazy. And then they started making legitimate progress. Like you start the show by thinking, these people are all douches, like fuck them, but like you end up actually kind of voting for like rooting for them by the end of the season. And yeah, it was great. They pick a winner at the end of the season. They're the one that gets the money, and I liked the winner without giving anything away. I definitely agreed with who they picked. But yeah, stupid show, but great show. It's wonderful. I gotta rewatch the third season just because of how great it is. But yeah, let me take another hit real quick because I need it. It's like dead silent in here. I mean, I need it for the podcast. Like, this is a super sensitive microphone. Like, it can pick up so much so easily. But listening on the podcast or listening on the microphone, it's like, wow, it really is super quiet. Oh, that's how you can tell that the Cushman's is working, folks. Let me take a little water drink real quick because the Cushman's is working. Ooh, I don't know if I mentioned it already. I'm just gonna say that about every single topic that I pick up or that I bring up. But I got an air fryer for Christmas, and that shit has come in handy so fucking much lately. It's amazing. I love it. It's great. Like, I don't know why I've been blocking my own blessings and I didn't invest in one sooner. I got it as a gift, and I'm grateful for that. But I'm like, damn, man, this thing is just, it's great. It's fucking amazing. I sound like Rue in the new episode of Euphoria. It's just amazing. Oh god, this cat, he's bumping the fucking microphone stand. Like, chill out, my guy. Like, what, are you gonna pay for this equipment? I didn't think so. I forgot what I was even talking about right there. But let's talk about that new episode of Euphoria. Have y'all been watching the new season of Euphoria? It's been very juicy. It's been a very good season. I honestly think a lot of people think that like Nate may be secretly like homosexual or something. I personally think that Nate has a lot of like hidden femininity within himself that he feels like he can't outwardly express because of how masculine he is on the outside and how he's kind of looked at as like what as a standard of masculinity within his local area. But he just I don't know, it just kind of makes sense because look at the women he goes after. He goes after the super conventionally feminine people. They are very well done. Like they even mentioned in the first episode, he likes his women like virtually hairless. Like they're very on their makeup, how they dress, their hair, their nails, all the whole shebang. He's really into women that are on top of what are considered all of these feminine aspects. But I feel like it goes deeper than him just being attracted to that because look at also who his father is and how his father I don't know. His father taught him essentially that it's okay to have like to lead a secret life or to lead a double life. And so he's become at this point very good at internalizing his emotions because when he was like 9, that's when he first discovered like the videos of his dad and shit like that. And he's supposed to be like 16, 17 in the current episodes. So he's had a lot of time, unfortunately, to learn how to internalize that shit. And so I think, yeah, long story short, I think Nate is attracted to being feminine and he wants to be more feminine within himself. And that's why he's so attracted to these women that are considered very feminine, is because he can't express it. So by hooking up with them, by essentially, by in his eyes, dominating femininity, then he is in turn conquering it within himself too. If that makes sense. Because that's kind of what, as we've seen in like the more recent episodes, what his dad's done with his sexuality. Whether like I honestly feel like his dad is just like pansexual. His dad's pan, but he does the same thing. He can't. He feels like he can't outwardly express himself without facing judgment. So he does it behind closed doors in a sense to like try to conquer that sexuality. And by quote unquote conquering it, then that makes him feel better about having to hide it. Real shit, man. Real shit. And that's just like 2 characters in the show. I fucking love this show. I'm worried about where it's going to go with Fezco and Ashtray. I feel like Ashtray is a great example of like, or not a great example, but Ashtray is definitely a character that needs to be watched in the show. Because Fezco, you see his background and his story and how he grew up. And he was raised by a not very responsible grandma. But she ended up falling ill when Fezco was still a kid, like before his voice even dropped. So when you look at Ashtray, this baby who was literally abandoned, like as a baby, like he was an infant still, his only experiences were being raised by Fezco, who's another kid who's only like 5 years older than him, maybe. And so, and maybe like 5 or 6 years older. But either way, it's just wild because I feel like Ashtray could fall down a very dangerous path. We've seen how violent he is already and how willing to act on that physical violence he is. And because he has somebody, a mentor like Fezco, then I feel like he could really fall down a wrong road. Because, I mean, look at the first episode of the fucking season. Within the first, like, minute of the first season, he bashes a dude's head in with a hammer. Like, obviously, you know, he was doing that to look out for Fez and for his family. Like, he was doing it to survive. But, like, the fact that he was so willing to jump to, like, murdering someone at, like, however old he is, that's kind of fucking wild. And then look at how he reacted when they found out that Cal was stalking them and how he hits him with the stock of the shotgun, like, countless times, you know? It's shit's wild, man. Obviously, like, I don't know. I feel like he's going to fall even darker. He's going to fall down a hole that's even darker than the one he's already in. And I think it'll be interesting to see. I think we're going to see a lot more focus on his character growth in season 3. Because, like, what we only have. We have a couple episodes left of this season, I think. But I can definitely see him becoming more of a major player in the 3rd season. They better not make us wait another 2 fucking years, though. That was bullshit. I'm going to say this now, HBO. I think it was bullshit. Y'all made us wait 2. Was it 2? No. Because I think that came out in 2019. Like, 3 fucking years for a new season of goddamn Euphoria. Like, how dare you? Well, yeah, that's another great show. Highly recommend it. It's, you know, trigger warning. There's a lot of sex, drugs, violence. It's an HBO show, so a lot of like graphic and suggestive situations are to be expected. But still, man, use that precaution. You know, use that discretion, that viewer discretion. Advise it. Advise the shit out of that viewer discretion. I feel like I watched something else recently that I wanted to talk about too. I mean, Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is pretty good. I just finished the 2nd season. Shit's wild. Shit's wildin'. I don't know. I think that might be it for now. We talked a little bit about fucking Friday the 13th, I guess. And Cupid doing all that shit, being all wild and stuff. Talked about some shows. We're hitting that 28-minute mark too. I feel like I've been talking nonstop for a minute. If you're still tuning in, let me give you a little rest. You know, let me give you a little break on the ears. I appreciate you tuning in this long, if you have tuned in this long. But yeah, as always, it's your host, What's Up, Riv? Tuning out for the 13th episode of the Right from the River podcast. Thanks, as always, for tuning in, y'all. Be safe out there. I'll catch you next week. And yeah, you just have a great month. If I don't make a podcast or I don't publish this one by Valentine's Day, then happy Valentine's Day. Hope, whether you're single or in a relationship or whatever your situation is, just have a good day, man. Don't worry about the fucking consumerism and stuff like that. The society wants you to feel pressured because they want you to just buy things. That's it. They want you to feel pressured and bad about yourself because they want you to buy shit. And I'll be honest, man, I like buying shit sometimes too, but we just can't lose focus. Anyways, yeah. One more time. Once again, it is What's Up, Riv, signing out with the 13th episode of the Right from the River podcast. I'll catch you guys next week. Love y'all. Be safe out there. Have a great Valentine's Day. Catch you next time. Peace.